5:06, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk, 897 W10. Good morning to your friends. Hope you are doing well. Hey, 7:05, we do have Senator Bill Hagerty. He is going to be joining us. All the latest on Russia, illegal immigration, the Genius Act as well. Senator Hagerty joining us again at 7:05 here on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk, 897. Donald Trump, of course. I need some audio if I could, KGB. Donald Trump dealing with Ukraine, really dealing with Russia. So let's talk a little bit about this. Of course, a big message to Vladimir Putin yesterday.
We've made a deal today where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States, will not be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it.
Yeah, so this is, and we've been talking about this, none of this came as a surprise, but we do have a deal now with NATO to send a ton of bombs, Patriot missiles to Ukraine. Now, NATO is going to pay for those missiles. So we have a lot of people on the right, and they're saying, oh, we're sending more weapons to Ukraine. Well, we're really not. We're sending them to NATO. We're actually selling these weapons to NATO. And then NATO will facilitate sending that weaponry to Ukraine. And by the way, that's just one part of this whole deal. The other part is that if these two sides cannot find peace, because Donald Trump, he is, and I think appropriately so at this point, Trump is pinning the fact that these two sides cannot find peace directly on Russia. As a matter of fact, if these two cannot find peace in 50 days, then Donald Trump is threatening to sanction Russia by 100%. And he's also going to sanction those countries that buy, for example, Russian oil and other products as well. And so that is a threat to India and China as well. So not only is the president going to go after Vladimir Putin and Russia, but he's also going to go after those countries that buy Russian oil. And so he's going after India and China as well. This is going to be really interesting. Now, my complaint about sanctions is that they just don't work. Because, and that's one of the questions I'm going to ask Bill Hagerty, is, okay, so we are going to, in 50 days, if these two sides cannot find peace, then we're going to sanction Russia by 100%. All right, so is that really going to work? Because sanctions so far, let's face it, they have not worked. And so what is going to be different this time? Well, one of the things that's going to be incredibly different is that we are going after these secondary countries as well. A lot of folks saying this is a massive policy shift, but I believe that it is one that is designed to end the war in Ukraine.
We are very unhappy, I am, with Russia, but we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means. As you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine, and would like to see it end. It wasn't my war. It was Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it. And we want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%.
So I do believe that this is a long time coming. I do believe that this is a good thing because I believe, and some of my friends on the right are going to get mad at me, but I think that part of what's been going on is Vladimir Putin has been playing Trump a little bit, and that's just a fact. Because, and Donald Trump would even admit, I mean, he has been admitting, he certainly did yesterday, that he would have, and he's been saying this over the past week or so, that you have these great conversations with Vladimir Putin. Oh, yeah, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. And then all of a sudden, a couple of hours later, he's, sending a bunch of bombs and hitting residential areas in Ukraine. And I know, all the hate listeners out there, Donald Trump said that he was going to have this whole thing wrapped up within 24 hours. Donald Trump did say that, and he said it many, many times. So here's the deal, though. He has been trying. Hakeem Jeffries, of course, is out there.
Vladimir Putin has spent the entire year punking Donald Trump and the Trump administration.
Yep, that is Hakeem Jeffries. Let him have the talking point. Here's the thing. Let Hakeem Jeffries have the talking point, because my talking point right back to Garage Band Obama is that the Democrats are out here blasting Donald Trump with the usual talking points, but the president, because of Joe Biden's weakness, Trump came into a near impossible situation. But forget about that context, because Hakeem Jeffries, he just doesn't care.
Donald Trump promised many things to the American people and continues to betray the American people and break promise after promise after promise in a whole lot of areas, including Donald Trump's promise that there would be peace in Ukraine.
You know what? Hey, Joan, you there?
I am.
I just realized what Hakeem Jeffries sounds like, because he's got this speaking pattern that drives me nuts. And he sounds like a dopey Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like a dopey Frankenstein. That's what Hakeem... Now, I realize I'm like way off topic now. But he's just... Do you remember... What's that song? They're coming to take me away. They're coming to take me away.
Yeah.
That's what Hakeem Jeffries sounds like. A dopey, they're coming to take me away guy. KGB, can you... I'm not going to be able to function. Can you find that song? They're coming to take me away.
Who sang it? Like,
I don't even know. Rush Limbaugh, El Rushbo used to play that all the time. I don't even know if that's a real song, but it just hit me in the middle of this segment. That's what Hakeem Jeffries sounds like. This dopey yet robotic way of speaking, where he's spewing talking points. And that's all that he's doing. And by the way, if either of you have the super text line open, I guarantee you somebody has already told us what song that is and who sings it, maybe even a YouTube link.
There is something.
So Hakeem Jeffries, here's more of what he says. Dopey Frankenstein, Hakeem Jeffries.
Donald Trump promised many things to the American people. And
by the way, Joe, did you see what he did on... Now I'm just completely off the rails.
You
and
really
it's only
are?
5:14.
I think I found it, though, Dan. I do not know if this is actually it, but we're going to give this a shot.
Okay, hold on, because I want to talk to Joan about something. Did you see where on the 4th of July, Dopey Frankenstein, Hakeem Jeffries, he photoshopped a picture of himself trying to slim himself?
Yeah. Against the railing.
Yeah. And then the railing looks all, I don't know, oblonged or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he photoshopped himself and the railing.
It's
and so he's
ridiculous.
He's got the shades on. I don't know what he's doing, drinking or whatever it is. And he clearly photoshopped himself trying to look skinnier. And it's like, dude, I'm sure that there's other ways to do this. And he didn't even notice.
It would be different if the guy was fat, but he's not. He's not fat.
I don't know if he is. Is he not?
No,
okay.
he's not.
Then why did he do it?
He's creepy. Icky.
Well, he is creepy.
Yeah.
He is creepy. That's the other thing. He's dopey and creepy. He's Hakeem Jeffries.
I think we've got new dwarfs.
That's exactly
Dopey
right. And they're all
creepy.
named Hakeem.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to let him finish the. I'm going to let him finish the audio bite. And now it's traffic time. All right, real quickly, let's do traffic. It is 5:15, Nashville's Morning News. Time to check the roads. And appreciate you listening to Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All right, this is Hakeem Jeffries as he is talking about Donald Trump and the broken promises of Ukraine.
Donald Trump promised many things to the American people and continues to betray the American people and break promise after promise after promise in a whole lot of areas, including Donald Trump's promise that there would be peace in Ukraine on day one of his presidency. How is that working out?
All right, so go ahead and play the "They're Coming to Take Me Away" guy.
Remember when you ran away?
Oh my God, it's the same thing! Joan, it is the same speaking pattern.
Well, you left me anyhow, and then
You know, when I was
Donald
listening to
Trump
this,
promised many things to the American people and continues to betray the American people and break promise after promise after promise in a whole lot of areas, including Donald Trump's promise that there would be peace in Ukraine on day one of his presidency. How is that working out?
I'm telling you, it's uncanny.
It's pretty dead on.
Am I the only? I can't be the only person that has discovered this. I mean, I'm certain there's other people that have figured this out.
Maybe, but when you told me to look it up and I listened to it, I'm like, and then you were playing the audio at the same time I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it works.
Right. You know, somebody's got to do like and what song is that? Is that like a?
It's sung by Napoleon the 14th.
Yes, it's called "They're Coming to Take Me Away." Ha ha. Napoleon the 14th, as she said. It has 900,000 views on YouTube.
I can't remember why or what it is that Rush Limbaugh, he had either that song or a version of that song, but I would like them to come take Hakeem Jeffries away, and Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib, AOC right up there as well. So that is Hakeem Jeffries. And, you know, here's the answer to that question about, you know, oh, Donald Trump, he's, you know, breaking that, I'm going to have this, wrapped up in 24 hours thing. At least Donald Trump is doing something. I mean, that's my whole point. At least Donald Trump is doing something. Joe Biden didn't do a damn thing. All Joe Biden did was write checks. So I think that Donald Trump, if we are going to stay engaged in this, Trump is doing the right thing. And a lot of people on the right are going to start screaming about, oh, we're sending more weapons to Ukraine. No, we're not. We're selling them to NATO. Then NATO is going to, and I realize that, and I'm the one that said this. I'm sure other people have as well. But, you know, we have our funds go to NATO as well. We pay our dues. But, I mean, here's the deal. At least there's something in it for America. At least there's something in it for American taxpayers. So there is a massive difference between directly giving Ukraine weapons with zero expectations for being paid as opposed to what Donald Trump is doing now. Under Biden, we were giving them away. In this administration, we are selling those weapons to NATO, who will in turn deliver them to Ukraine. By the way, Joan, I know that you've heard this.
Yes.
Behind every great man is a great woman. Is that what it is?
Is basically a more fantastic, beautiful woman.
And certainly the case could be made here on Nashville's Morning News, Joan.
Certainly.
First Lady Melania Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard this?
No, what?
So she actually helped convince the president to get tough on Russia. This is Donald Trump's quote yesterday.
Lovely conversation. And then the missiles go off that night. I go home, I tell the First Lady, I spoke to Vladimir today. We had a wonderful conversation. She said, oh, really? Another city was just hit.
So that, and the New York Post has a whole big article. So Trump, he comes home and he tells Melania, had a great conversation with Vladimir today. And then she would say back to Trump, well, he just bombed another Ukrainian city. Residential areas at that. So
when my husband and I get together at night, we talk about the grandkids or, how the golf game was today. These two go home and talk about Russia and having a conversation with Vladimir Putin. It's kind of crazy,
but,
right?
Well, it is, I'm sure they have a lot of conversations about the grandkids too. I think it's not surprising that Trump would go home and I think that he would have a few things to say about his day as president. You're right, though, because I'd be willing to bet. Can you imagine what Melania goes through?
I cannot imagine.
And I'm not saying this is a negative against Donald Trump, but what I am saying is that the man weaves in his conversation, right? We all know that he came up with this concept of weaving, where it's like there is no direct answer to anything. He will go into 15 different directions before he finally gets to the answer of the question that was asked, which is fine. I wonder if Melania, because Amy, I promise you this, Joan, Amy has told me on numerous occasions, can you just answer my effing question? Like she does that all the time. Because I don't intentionally weave. I bloviate, and I try not to. But then when honest to goodness, so I will talk to Amy, and we'll be speaking about whatever, and she'll say, can we just skip the middle part where you go on and on for like 3 minutes and just answer my question? But then when I do that, and I'm very direct in my answers, you know what I get? Are you mad at me? Why aren't you talking? It's like, I'm not talking because you tell me to shut up all the time.
Sounds like you talk like a politician.
No, I don't. You know what I do at home? I talk like a talk show host, and I got to stop that. Some therapy might be in order for the missus and I.
I think just for you.
Whatever.
Fair point.
5:22. Well, this kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, totally.
Joan was coming up in the news at 5:30. 5:37, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Appreciate you listening. Joan Jones is here. KGB Jeff Malinoff is here as well. So we were having some fun with They're Coming to Take Me Away from Napoleon, whatever it was. And it turns out that Rush Limbaugh, way back when, because I knew that I'd heard that song before, and it was with the great Rush Limbaugh, who used that for Ross Perot, Joan, back in the day.
That's right. It was for Ross Perot. Wow.
And I don't know, did Ross Perot speak like that? I don't think that he did. I didn't know that he spoke with I think it was a Texan accent.
He was heavy on the Texan, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. So anyway, thank you, folks, very much. I was playing that audio earlier, and by the way, if you are just joining us, I was playing some audio a few minutes ago from Charlie Kirk, who, of course, everybody knows who Charlie Kirk is. And he had said this about the Epstein files. And no, I'm not going to continuously talk about it, but I want to give you some feedback from what I got on the super text line. This is Charlie Kirk.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. Honestly.
So the thing is, and so one of the things that I said was, dude, the government is not your friend. And especially if you're a talk show host. Like, these people are not your friends. In my opinion, and maybe other people have some different, opinions on that. I think there's a line that you should always have where if you're a talk show host or if you're a journalist or whatever, you don't make friends with the people that you cover. And that's the difference between an advocate and somebody who actually is willing to call balls and strikes. And that's what I've always tried to do, is call balls and strikes with a conservative viewpoint. So anyway, the super text line, a few people had a few things to say. One guy, now I've got to pull it back up, doggone.
Well, while you're looking
Yes.
for it, let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
Him having said that gives the media the open door to criticize conservatives again. So I'm looking at stories from Newsweek, MSNBC, The Hill, The Independent, all of them saying, the Trump loyalists are now dropping the rage over the Epstein files, and here's our proof. Charlie Kirk says he's going to quit.
Really?
Yeah. So that damages the rest of us.
Yeah, it actually does.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the other thing, is that all he had to do was just not talk about it.
Yeah.
Instead of making a big deal
Yep.
out of not talking
Yep.
about it. So I
like you, I love the guy.
What's that?
Like you, I love the guy. I love Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, yes.
I think that was a mistake.
I do. I believe that it was a mistake. But whatever. You know, we all do our shows differently. And if that's what he wants to do, then bless his heart. That's fine. That's what he wants to do. So 8431 says that I've referred to you guys on WTN as my friends when I discuss what you guys talk about during the day with my wife. So I don't think it is meant to be friend in the fashion that you're referring to, talking about Charlie Kirk. And you, Dan, he's talking to me, and you just referred to your listeners as your friends, but we're not friends, seriously. So a couple of things. We're not talking about talk show host and listeners. We're talking about talk show host and the government. Talk show host is supposed to be covering the things that the government does. So I'm just telling you that I think there is a big difference between a talk show host and a journalist, or whatever you want to call Charlie Kirk. There is a difference between, him calling the government his friends and me calling listeners my friends. Now, I truly do believe that in a certain way that the listeners are my friends and my family. I do. Now, obviously, it's different than my real life friends and family, but I got to tell you that some of the people that I admire most are some of the people that I have met that are listeners to this radio station. So I understand what the person is saying, but I have spoken to so many people who have said to me, and Joan, I know that you get this because people say it to you all the time over the past many years, oh, you're like family.
Exactly.
Oh, you're like my friends.
Because they listen every day and
right.
So you feel that way. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and yes.
And there's a big difference. I'm not covering the listeners, if you know what I mean, as a topic of conversation. I'm just not. So, and yeah, I do consider the people that listen as, friends and family. I do. Whenever I was, where was I? I was at, a pool place the other day. A friend of ours is getting a pool. We're helping her pick out the pool, whatever. But a guy was in there, listening to the show, had a great, 5, 7, 8 minute conversation with him. And I consider him, a friend. I don't put listeners in this sort of like basket over here. You know what I mean? I consider them and you folks a big part of my life, obviously, because we communicate all the time. We communicate through the super text line, on social media as well, private messaging and phone calls and so forth. But anyway, whatever. So that is just how I feel about it. Hey, Joan.
Yes, sir.
Big tragedy. Did you hear what happened?
No, what happened, Dan? I know you're not serious about a big tragedy.
Especially when you're smiling.
Yeah.
Beyonce's music has been stolen.
Oh, no.
Wait, what do you mean stolen?
Unreleased Beyonce music has been stolen in Atlanta after a car break-in. So she had like 5 hard drives of what they call watermarked music, some unreleased music, footage plans for her shows and so on and so forth, were taken from a 2024 Jeep Wagoneer that was being driven by Beyonce's choreographer, Christopher Grant, last week, according to police. The car, which was being rented, was in a parking deck by the market there, Krog Street Market, whatever, a popular spot near downtown Atlanta. And they left 5 hard drives of Beyonce's music in the car.
So they hit the jackpot.
And somebody, well, I don't know. Is it a jackpot? Because what do you do with, 5 hard drives of unreleased music?
I mean, they probably could get a pretty penny out of that.
So when I read that story, I also thought about this. It's Atlanta. It's in a parked car. It's probably a good 130 degrees.
Yes.
Why are they leaving hard drives in 130-degree weather in the backseat of a car?
That's a great point, Joan.
Ooh, conspiracy?
Yeah, I think there's something maybe else going on.
Do you know what the great thing is? Is that she can say, you know what? My music is actually a lot better. It just got stolen. Okay, I thought that was funny.
Yeah. My music's really hot. Get it? Because it was 130 degrees in the car.
Sure. See, okay, neither one of us are hitting on this today, Joan. You know what? Ever since she tried to do country music, I've had it in for Beyonce. Had it in, out, whatever. I'm not a big fan of Beyonce.
So, just real quick, just for this whole ordeal, Beyonce, this could lead to an investigation.
Sure.
Or suspicious of conspiracy theories.
But what do you do with unreleased music? Like, you can't make any money on it, can you?
I would think not. I mean, if you release
you can release it.
Don't you just kind of open yourself up to, hey, you're the person that stole it?
Well, you could say like, hey, meet me here with million in unmarked bills or some nonsense like that. I don't know, but I feel like you could. There's got to be like a black market for this kind of thing.
You know what they do? They hold it hostage, and then they say to Beyonce that I've got your
get a ransom out of it.
I've got your music. If you want to take it back, if you want to get it back, then you can. And you could,
That's what
do
KGB
that.
was just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, did you? Anybody here been bitten by a black recluse? Is it black?
It's brown.
No, it's
They're
brown.
brown.
Brown recluse. Anybody been bitten by a brown recluse?
No.
KGB?
I have not.
So I don't know exactly what it's like, but I believe I may have been bitten by a brown recluse.
What?
Yeah,
When?
it's on my the back part of my shin, and it is killing me this morning.
Oh.
So last night, I mean, nobody cares about this, but last night I fell asleep down in the basement. And I'm wondering, even though we have, pest people that come around,
well,
I don't know,
okay,
maybe one
so
snuck
did you
in
just hear the story I just did?
No.
You don't listen.
Well, no, I heard something about brown recluses.
So what it is when it's hot and wet outside, they don't like the conditions outside, so they come in.
Yeah.
They look for shelter inside your home. And the places that they're going to look for shelter are going to be in your basement, in your garage, in places where there's clutter, a lot of boxes, things like that. That's where they'll hide. But they're going to, of course, be looking for food while they're in there. So, not that your shin is food, but they'll get around.
Dan, they're also pretty venomous.
They are.
I would see medical attention if you did get bit. It's like the same danger as like a black widow.
Yeah. Well, no, I think black widows are more dangerous. The story that I have says that they're not deadly, but if you don't get it treated, you can have tissue damage.
Yeah, it's narcotic venom. Like it destroys everything.
Initial reaction. After being bitten, you may experience mild redness and itching at the bite site. The itching is driving me nuts. It is driving me crazy. It looks red and it looks like a big pimple. On the back of my leg. That's what it looks like.
Dan, see a doctor, dude.
Yeah. I would say don't mess around with that.
If it's swollen that big, like a pimple size, that's not that. No, a spider bite is just a tiny bump. It shouldn't be a huge inflamed one like that.
Inflamed. Yeah, no.
This might be Dan's last show, guys.
Pain, you might feel mild to intense. Yeah, but if I go out like with a brown recluse bite, at least I went out, like manly kind of a thing. It's almost like being, killed by a snake.
No. That's
Dan,
not.
I'm actually kind of worried
doesn't
for
make
you a
sense.
little bit.
Does it also eat away at brain tissue? Because that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Dan, how you got bit yesterday? You said.
No, I woke up this morning.
Oh, you woke up this morning.
And guess what? Guess what is in my basement? A lot of boxes.
Okay, well there you go, Dan.
Dan, I'm honestly not kidding.
If I die, do you guys who wants my Marconi? Either one of you want my Marconi?
We'll leave that for Amy.
Only if you rub out your name and put mine on it.
I'll take a Sharpie.
Yeah,
and I'll just
okay,
put Joan Jones on it.
A little Scotch tape.
Just so don't let this happen to you. You might feel mild to intense pain that can start anywhere from 2 to 8 hours after the bite. The pain may increase over time, form blisters.
And it sounds like it did form a blister
or
like
sunken appearance. The bite site may have a slight sunken appearance, resembling a pimple.
You just said that.
Resembling a pimple or a boil, which can be mistaken for an ingrown hair. I bet you I've got ingrown hair because I got those, beastly, manly, hairy legs.
So somebody just texted, Jason just texted, are you sure it's not an ingrown hair from shaving your legs?
But in all seriousness, Dan, I would recommend going to urgent care after the show.
Okay, you know what? We'll see how I feel after the show.
Or draw a circle of where the swelling is, and if it gets past that circle, go to the hospital.
Necrosis. In more severe cases, the bite can lead to tissue necrosis, where the skin and surrounding tissue break down, resulting in a larger ulcer. So, the problem is I can't really see it right now because, I wear pants to work, usually. So,
Well, we wouldn't know because you're sitting at the desk,
Dan,
right?
the text line is getting worried. Like, YouTube and text is kind of saying, go now. Like, don't wait.
I'm fine.
That's what they all say. Then you're going to go with 1 foot coming in tomorrow.
You know what? On my gravestone, just have it say,
I'm fine.
I'm fine. with a picture of a brown recluse.
And 5581 is correcting you, KGB. It's not narcotic venom. It's necrotic venom.
Oh, did I say it wrong? That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I apologize. But same principle, same what we were thinking
Right.
talking about.
Hey, did you hear what Gavin Newsom tried? Oh, we're running late now. Did you hear really quickly what Gavin Newsom tried to do to J.D. Vance and what J.D. Vance did on...
Oh, yeah, I saw this, yeah.
So there are a couple of things. Number one is you have Gavin Newsom who tries to troll J.D. Vance as he's going to Disneyland. Governor Gavin Newsom, hope you enjoy your family time at J.D. Vance. The families you're tearing apart certainly won't. J.D. Vance just says, had a great time. Thanks. I love that.
I also saw Harry Sisson give him crap over. He did the dad run when his kid's wandering off. You know, not the full on sprint.
Did you see the dad run, Joan?
I didn't watch it, no.
Okay, so we can talk a little bit about the dad run because I think we've all made the dad run. Those of us who are parents, we know exactly. But
I made that run with my niece and nephew. Like everyone has done it when you're watching a child.
Joan, look it up real quick. I want to get Joan's real-time reading of J.D. Vance's dad run because I think people are saying it looked a little effeminate. Is that what they're saying?
No, it's a run to not alarm people.
It's not a full-on sprint. It was sort of like, it was not a full-on sprint. The child sort of went scampering away.
Yeah.
And so he had to do, you know what? That makes him relatable, actually, because we've all done the dad run.
Everyone has made that silly run because you don't want to alarm your kids. You don't want to make them think.
Yeah, you don't want to go into the Bionic Man, sprint.
And it's just like they're not that far away, so you don't have to full on sprint. So you have to do like a mini trot.
I want to know how that kid, with all that Secret Service around, got that far away.
That's a good point.
So somebody is calling it a bizarre diaper dash.
Diaper dash?
A diaper dash.
No, I don't think. Did you watch it, Joan?
Makes sense.
And they say that it's a weird run.
It's not a weird run.
It's not a weird run.
You know what? I don't think so.
That's ridiculous.
Have you seen it, Joan? Have you watched the run? Can you find it?
I'm watching it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the kid runs nobody notices the kid is scampered off to J.D. Vance's left. And so he notices and then he, sort of does this little fast walk trot to get the kid. And
which everyone who is taking care of a child has done.
Right. I mean, that is exactly right. I should post this. This is one of those moments where we need to have the video on the radio.
Somebody else is calling it the Vance Prance.
The Vance Prance. You know what? All right, here I'm gonna post this to my social media. But Joan, what do you think?
It's silly that anybody's making fun of it. When you see your kid taking off and perhaps approaching an area where they're going to get in trouble, get hurt, you do whatever you can to get them.
And just in a crowded place like Disneyland, that's the last place you want your kid wandering off to because who knows what could happen.
I think what it is, his hands are sort of flat. So I think people are saying it's sort of like a prance, sort of like an effeminate kind of a run.
Right.
But
it's a parent run.
I'm here to tell you that I think he's being a good dad.
Not letting his kid wander off? Yeah.
Well,
no,
there's that part
he just looks at his kid and just waves him off like, you're good. Go enjoy the world. You're ready.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, I find it kind of funny. I don't think it's a big deal. I love the fact that you had Gavin Newsom trying to troll J.D. Vance into a fight, and old J.D. wanted nothing to do with it, and I absolutely love that. All right, it is 5:55, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7, WTN, and there it is. Joan, what's coming up?
Well, coming up, another Supreme Court ruling in favor of Trump policies. Also, SpaceX has come splashing back to Earth this morning. Stick around for that and more coming up at 6 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.